Hello everyone! Thank you very much for tuning into this week's recap of RuPaul's Drag Race. And before I get into this week's episode, I did want to point out that I'm pretty disappointed by the queens this season. Not that they're not good, but usually when there's 5-6 queens left in the competition, I have a hard time deciding who I think will be in the finals, who I want to see win. But really, I mean, my opinions haven't really changed much since even before the show aired about these queens. And even the queens that I really like, they're not doing that great of a job. Like, they're delivering good runway looks, but nothing that's like spectacular. So last week, Acid Betty was sent home, and I was pretty disappointed by that. I think she had a lot of cool ideas, and up until last week, she seemed to be in the top every week. So I was pretty surprised to see her get sent home. But moving on, all the queens in this episode were very bitter because Bob the Drag Queen won his second challenge, and I can't tell you how many times I saw Thorgy roll his eyes in this episode. It's so obvious that he's annoyed that Bob is winning all these challenges. Well, I mean, he's not even winning all of them. He's won two challenges. Big deal. I mean, come on. But I guess it's because Thorgy has not won a challenge yet, but if you ask me, I don't think he really should have won any of the challenges yet. So for the mini challenge this week, it was all about reading is fundamental. And this is usually, with the exception of Snatch Game, usually the thing that everyone looks forward to each season of RuPaul's Drag Race. And I did write some notes down on how I thought some of the girls did. I thought Chi Chi was very funny. She was very like catty with the girls, and I liked her remarks. Kim Chi was very shady. I didn't understand the Nicole Paige Brooks reference. She said something along the lines of like, Naomi, your wardrobe reminds me of Nicole Paige Brooks. I remember Nicole Paige Brooks. She was eliminated like in the second episode of the second season. So maybe she's just saying, why are you still here? Thorgy, everyone thinks Thorgy is so funny. I didn't see it. I was like, okay, Bob, shut up. That's okay. Derek Barry, different shades of ashy. Moving on, Robbie Turner, he was just pretty flat, didn't really make me laugh. Naomi Smalls, she was funnier than I thought she would be. And then we all know who would have aced this challenge, Bob the Drag Queen. Let me just do what Thorgy does. Okay, so I thought Bob did the best. So, naturally, I think Bob should have won the mini challenge. There you go. I don't know why it's hard for Thorgy to wrap his head around that, but I guess it is. So for the Maxi challenge this week, the theme of the runway was Wizard of Oz. And speaking as a straight man, I am a huge fan of the Wizard of Oz. I have a ton of Wizard of Oz memorabilia. It's kind of like hanging all over my apartment, so I didn't want to take any of it down. If you look up here, you kind of can see there's the, it's like this tin poster of Wizard of Oz. I do have this. My boyfriend got me this, oh gosh, maybe a couple years ago. It is a ginormous Wizard of Oz Blu-ray box set. Ooh, I think it goes for like $150 on eBay. I haven't opened it yet. It's going to be something I never open. Yes, big fan of the Wizard of Oz. Very excited about this runway challenge. So, as part of the challenge, the girls were teamed up with the cast of Little Women LA. And I thought that was kind of interesting to do. And actually, the women from the show got to pick which queen they were going to work with. So once the cast of Little Women LA selected the drag queen they wanted to work with, it was time for them to get the runway looks together. Bob the drag queen was very nervous because he was told he was going to be doing Glinda the Good Witch, and he doesn't think he has anything remotely close to that type of aesthetic. So as soon as he said that, he was, very nervous and upset. All the queens are just like, ooh, Bob's gonna do bad, Bob's gonna do bad. Derek Barry's like, oh, please read Bob, finally. Really? Gosh, these queens are so bitter. It's like sad to me that they get so insecure when someone does a good job. Like, don't focus on them, focus on yourself. Derek, if you weren't so focused on what Bob was doing, you might be able to pull out a look that didn't look like Brittany's second cousin. All the queens were annoyed that Chi-Chi finished her outfit first, and actually I was kind of annoyed only because she was Dorothy. I mean, come on. Main character, make it big. So let's move on to the runway. The guest judges this week were Todrick Hall and Mark Jacobs, which that's a pretty big deal. Least favorite runway look this week, it was Robbie Turner. His theme was the Cowardly Lion, and he and his partner had pretty much the same outfit, but it just looked so poorly constructed. I can't believe that Robbie Turner, someone who's a really big fan of like old Hollywood films and really that kind of like glamorous drag, doesn't know how to construct a good outfit. Anytime that he's told to make an outfit, it just looks like garbage. And this one, he just looked like a giant hairball. I did not like it at all. And again, those eyebrows, to me, the eyebrows are just as bad as the wig line. Like, they're just like I do not like that whatsoever. Next up, Derek Barry. He was all excited because his partner is a Britney impersonator as well. Oh my gosh, a match made in heaven. His theme was the Tin Man, and it was pretty much, just like Michelle called it, a swimsuit with fabric. And Derek's answer to that was, I'm not a seamstress, and I made everything I'm wearing. I don't think that's something you should be bragging about, Derek. Chi-Chi DeVayne, her theme was Dorothy, and she and her partner had pretty much the same outfit, and it was a short little mini dress made of light blue sequin fabric and had some fringe at the bottom. I thought it was really poorly done, and usually Chi-Chi's looks, she takes cheap materials, but she's usually able to make them look either high fashion or like they're more expensive than what they are. This week, though, she completely missed the mark for me, and I'm actually glad Michelle pointed this out. I agreed a lot with Michelle this week, which is not normal for me. I'm glad she pointed this out. She said that Chi-Chi hardly ever wears a breastplate and never cinches her waist, and I completely agree that that's something she should do because she's naturally pretty muscly, so by her not doing that, it just adds to her masculinity. So in a drag competition, I don't think that's what you want to do. Next on my list is Bob the Drag Queen, and again, he was Glinda, and his partner looked gorgeous. I think her name was Elena, and she had a really cute pink dress on, big red hair. I actually think it was the wig that Bob wore in the casting photos. But Bob's look was not good whatsoever. His wig was really bad. I didn't care for his makeup. His outfit was cute, but it was like something that you would see a girl wearing at a mall. I mean, it was like lace leggings and a lace top, and he said himself that he had like 15 minutes to get ready because he was focusing so much on his partner. It's great that he wanted his partner to look good, but at the same time, you have to remember to focus on yourself as well, and clearly he missed the mark on that. And of course, all the girls were super excited to see him not get a great critique. My third favorite look of the week was Kim Chi. Her theme was the Wicked Witch of the West. I was really hoping she was going to do something just like totally out of the box, crazy high fashion, and instead it was just like kind of like a Beetlejuice hooker. Like, it actually reminded me of Layla McQueen when she came out into the workroom in the very first episode, because she had like a Beetlejuice, black and white stripe thing, and it wasn't a bad look, but for Kim Chi, it just wasn't up to par with what she's done in previous episodes. And my second favorite look this week, I cannot believe I am ranking this queen this high on my list, is Thorgy Thor. Her theme was Emerald City, and she had a cute dress. She had, it was like bright green, and she had a green hair on her head, and she had a cute little like bright pink belt at her waist, and I actually thought it was a really well put together look. I thought it was kind of creepy when Todrick Hall called her wig Grinch pubes, I think it was. Ugh. And now my favorite look of the week is Naomi Smalls. Her theme was Scarecrow, and it was a great outfit. She took like all this checkered plaid fabric and kind of meshed it together and then added suspenders to it, and she looked very, as we say, high fashion. I thought it was a great outfit and definitely deserved to win the challenge. Oh, and after the runway, they did a interpretive dance based on the poppy field scene in the movie. I don't really want to cover it because I'm still trying to get over the awkwardness of watching it, It was super uncomfortable to watch. There was like no choreography. It was just like them walking around and like looking around, like dreaming. Oh, the colors. Like it was really, really odd. No. So before the judges started deliberating, they asked each of the girls who they thought should be going home. Chi-Chi, Bob, and Naomi said that Derek should be going home. According to Chi-Chi, her outfit is a train wreck, which can't argue with you there, Chi-Chi. And then Derek Barry, Robbie Turner, Kim Chi, and Thorgy all agreed that they wanted Chi-Chi DeVayne to go home. And according to Thorgy, it's because she pisses me off. So, you don't want to piss off Thorgy, I guess. And after the girls kind of bashed Chi-Chi DeVayne, all she had was to say, "I respect y'all's opinion." Yeah, that looked like you really respected. So the winner of the challenge, I think I actually already said it. Yeah, I think I did. Sorry. Naomi Smalls was the winner of the challenge. And then safe was Thorgy Thor, Kim Chi, Bob the Drag Queen. Oh, and before they said Bob the Drag Queen was safe, RuPaul was saying like, "Okay, Bob, your Glinda look was so-and-so." All the girls were looking like, Is he gonna be in the bottom two? Is Bob gonna be in the bottom two? Oh my gosh. And then RuPaul goes, "You're safe." You could just feel all the girls being like, And then in the bottom three, it was down to Chi-Chi, Robbie Turner, and Derek Barry. Now, at the time, I was convinced it was going to come down to Chi-Chi and Derek Barry. But Chi-Chi DeVayne was safe, which I was happy about. Yeah, her look was really bad, but I really like Chi-Chi DeVayne, I do. I think she's funny, I think she's good TV, and I think most of the times her looks are actually pretty good. So it came down to Derek Barry and Robbie Turner. Aw, that sounds like a cute little couple. Their song was "I Don't Care," which pretty much describes how I felt this whole episode. And Derek killed it. I mean, he's a professional performer in Vegas. He may not be a great drag queen, but when it comes to dancing and moving, he is a pro at that. And Robbie, I thought he just looked like an old lady dancing. Like, he was, like, moving, like... Like, he looked like Dorothy Zbornak or something, like, dancing. Like, he was just kind of like... And then he had to tear off his wig, which I can't stand when drag queens take off their shoes and their wigs. But I guess in this case, taking off his wig was the best thing Robbie could do because that wig line was horrible. So you probably guessed it. Derek Barry was safe and Robbie Turner was sent home. And after Robbie Turner was eliminated, Derek Barry had this big emotional breakthrough saying, you know, "I'm trying really hard to break out of my Britney box." Really? Then why are you quoting her every chance you get? It's getting annoying. "I'm not that innocent. Oops, I did it again. I'll give you more." It's ugh. So that is my recap for this week. I'm really hoping that going forward, the season has a little bit more excitement to it. Next week, it looks like they're doing presidential debates, and it looks like they're teamed up. And from the looks of it, it looks like Derek and Bob are together, Thorgy and Chi-Chi are together, and then Naomi and Kim Chi are together. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, I'm hoping that these girls start stepping it up. I hope the challenges get a little bit better because I feel like the challenges this season have been pretty meh. So I will see you all next week. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, CJ Rambler, and have a great day, everyone. Bye.